All right, so we got this message from this dude the other day asking about how you can upload responses to a Google form so that they actually show up as real responses, and then they show up in the summary tab with all the charts and the pretty pie graphs and all that great stuff. Now, unfortunately, when you look at the UI, there isn't really an option to do it. You can like export data, but you can't import data, which clearly the guy had a trouble with it. So I'm assuming, he looked everywhere just like I did. There's a way to actually do it using the API. It's not exactly straightforward, but after some time, I figured it out, sent the guy back a response with some instructions and all that, and then he tried it out and it worked, which is great. Now, but what he doesn't know is all the pain that I had to go through to figure it out. So for everybody here, if you're trying to access the Google Forms API to upload responses, this one's for you. All right, so like with most things, we're going to start off with the documentation, which isn't exactly that great, especially if you're not sure what you're looking for. I mean, are you looking for an import method? You're looking for a create method? Who knows? But luckily, we found the form response class, which is great, right? And then there's also a submit option in there, even better, but there's no description. So, okay, plan B, no worries. Like any other programmer out there, let's just Google around to see what we can find. And we actually landed on some dude who created a hacky forms where it makes a post request to the URL and ending in the view response. And it's basically the same thing that actually happens when you submit it through the UI. But that didn't work out. I kept getting like this random page not found error, which really confused me because it's literally the page you get back when you submit the response manually. And you know what? If you look at the publish date, it's actually back in 2019. So probably safe to say that somebody at Google had a bunch of time on their hands and put a kibosh to this hack. Not to mention, it's also pre-pandemic, so I don't know. Not that that really means anything. Whatever. Anyhow, the point is that it didn't work, so I went back to Google's documentation. So anything change? No. Whatever. All right, so let's get back to the code and whatever. We'll just like wing it or something like that. So we start typing and then we figure out what the form is, and then we figure out that there's a create response. Where was that in the documentation? We actually go back. Oh, you know what? It was under the form class, not the form response. Like, I guess that kind of makes sense. But yeah, so the details of that was actually pretty helpful because that actually brought me over to the with item response, and then with the response told me that it had to be an item. So we test that out, and then we get an error saying that it needs to be in the right format, but it's a name field, it's text. I guess it didn't work because we actually had to identify the type. So I actually had a flashback over to one of these other videos that we made where we were updating the drop-down values dynamically. So we had to use something called as list item. In order to actually do that, we have to get the items first. So boom, we are making progress. All right, great. So we go back and then we get the items, and then we're going to iterate through those items one by one. We're going to assign those items to itself. So when we do that, we're going to get the type. We're going to set the type using as text item because we just have name and email, and we can worry about the others later. And so we test it out. Everything works. No errors. Nope, never mind. We got a type error. But actually it makes sense because the other ones is a list type. So we actually can't just use text. So what we have to do is we have to go through each item and then get the type and then reassign it. So the way we're going to do that, or at least the way that I did it, was to use a switch statement, and it's just going to go through each one, get the type of the item, and then return back what type you actually want to use when you're trying to assign it. All right, so we go back, we test it, and it works. Yeah, finally. But we're not done yet. This only works for importing one response, and we need to import a bunch of data. So to do that, we're gonna have to grab our data from the import list tab that we created earlier off camera that you guys didn't see because I wanted to do that beforehand. Anyhow, so we get all the questions from there. We set it to import list 0, which is just the header row. So we'll set that up, and then we're gonna go through and we're gonna create a for loop that goes through all the import list data. And so it's just another loop within a loop, within a loop, within a loop. Yeah, so now we're going to replace some of the variables. So we're going to set our question title as the column header so that we can actually do the match, make sure that we're applying the right value to the right question in there, and make sure that you're doing the create response and the submit functions methods in the right places, because it's going to be within the loop. You don't want to do it outside or you're going to get this weird error. If you have a lot to import, this might take a while, but unfortunately, there isn't really a better way to do it. And that's because you really have to just create one response at a time. So you're just going to iterate through it. If you have a lot like me, it will just, you can sit back and watch it go up. But yeah, that's basically how you do that. You know. So that was a lot of fun. But if you want to learn how to dynamically update your drop-down options using Google Sheet, check out this video right here. Right here.